Hello to all those who are watching this video. You are with RS English Education. Well, this is the next half of the lesson, Our Moody Earth, Part 2. In Part 1, we have learnt about the earthquake and flood. In this video, we will learn about more natural calamities, their causes, effects and precautionary measures. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Before we start, please feel free to like, subscribe and comment on the video. The giant waves. Yes, the giant waves are the tsunami waves. Tsunamis are a series of waves that are caused by underwater earthquakes, landslides and volcanic eruptions. The waves travel at a great height and cause widespread damage. The regions with high tsunami risk use a tsunami warning system. This system warns people of the approaching tsunami waves. Some of the regions which are prone to tsunami are Japan, Chile, Indonesia, China, Sri Lanka and India. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center is located near Honolulu in Hawaii. It provides tsunami warning information to national authorities in the Pacific Basin by recording the seismic activities. Computer assist in analyzing the tsunami risk of every earthquake that occurs in the Pacific Ocean and the adjoining regions. A tsunami waves can go up to a height of 100 feet and can wash away everything that comes in its way. In the ocean, it travels at a speed of 80 kmph. Well, now move on to the next. Cracked and purged earth, that is drought. Yes, we will talk about drought. Drought is a continuous period of dry weather when an area gets less than its normal amount of rain over months or even years. If there is a prolonged period of drought in an area, the condition of people who depend on agriculture for livelihood become worst. Due to extreme poverty, as many as 30,000 farmers have committed suicide in the last decade. Well, now let's know about the effects of droughts. Shortage of water leads to failure of crops, causing food shortage. Shortage of food and water leads to large-scale death of people, cattle and other animals. Shortage of food and water forces people to move to other areas, leaving their homes and villages. Due to scarcity of water, people are compelled to drink contaminated water, resulting in spread of many waterborne diseases like cholera, hepatitis and so on. Well, let us know about the precautions. Monitor weather conditions and create a plan to help save water. Adopt measures to reduce use of water. Practice rainwater harvesting to minimize the effects of drought. Farmers living in drought-prone areas should grow drought-resistant crops that can grow in areas of low rainfall. Last but not the least, help prevent cutting of trees. Next, we will know about wild winds. Well, they are known as cyclones. Cyclones are huge rotating windstorms that develop over warm seas and oceans. When they move towards the land, they bring heavy rain and storm over the regions they pass through. They are common in coastal areas and islands. They destroy everything that comes in their way and flood the coastal areas. Cyclones can be forecasted by installing warning systems along the coastline. This helps in warning people to leave the coastal areas well in advance. Now let's see the effects of cyclone. The force of wind destroys structures like buildings, bridges, vehicles and overpasses. People may die, get injured or become homeless. Trees and electric poles get uprooted. This affects communication and electricity supply. Transport system also gets damaged. Agricultural fields may get destroyed. Water gets contaminated due to floods. This can cause epidemics of waterborne diseases like typhoid, cholera and jaundice. Now let us look into the precautionary measures that can be taken during a cyclone. Keep an emergency kit ready. It should include some food, water, torch, battery operated portable radio, first aid kit and medicines. Listen to weather report on radio, television and read them in newspaper regularly for any announcement for cyclones. In case of an official order, immediately leave to a safer place. Park your vehicles in an open area and stay inside it. After the cyclone has passed, stay away from damaged power lines and fallen trees. Drink boiled water to prevent catching a waterborne disease. Next, we will know about the fire in the belly, that is volcanic eruption. A volcano is a vent or an opening on the Earth's surface or crust. This vent allows hot magma, that is molten rocks inside the earth, volcanic ash and gases to escape from the extremely hot interior of the earth. This molten magma, which flows out through the vent, is called lava. After the volcano has erupted, it cools and forms a bowl-shaped hollow called the crater. Types of volcanoes: inactive or dormant volcano, extinct volcano and active volcano. Inactive or dormant volcano that can remain inactive or dormant for hundreds or thousands of years before erupting again. For example, Mount Fuji in Japan. Extinct volcano. Once a volcano has been dormant for more than 10,000 years, it is termed extinct volcano. For example, Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa and Mount Popa in Myanmar. Next is active volcanoes. These are the volcanoes that can erupt often and leads to destruction. These volcanoes constantly eject lava, hot gases, ashes and rocks. For example, barren island of Andaman and Nicobar in India, and along with it, Mount Erebus in Antarctica. Now let us look into the effects of volcanic eruptions. The lava that comes out of the volcano can burn, bury and damage everything that comes in its way, including humans, houses, trees and animals. The poisonous gases that are emitted can choke living beings to death. Precautions: if you stay in and around areas prone to volcanic eruptions, be alert for the warning given by concerned agencies for volcanic. Cooperate and be prepared for timely evacuation to safer areas. Well, these are all about natural disaster. Now let us learn about helping the affected. People suffering from natural disasters require support, both emotional and financial. So many government and non-government organizations come together to extend a helping hand. They take steps to help and provide relief to the suffering people. Disaster management teams have been created by almost all countries to provide immediate help and rescue people in danger. Some organizations that help in such situations in India are UNICEF, WHO, Red Cross Society and Prime Minister Relief Fund. Along with them, we should also try to help and contribute for the relief of the people affected by natural disasters. Well, now we came to the end of our lesson, and by now we have got ample information about the natural calamities. We cannot stop natural disasters, but we can enhance ourselves with knowledge so that lives can be saved with enough disaster readiness. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Wish you a very happy day ahead.